Hola, familia estelar. We are at a really beautiful location. We're actually at Puka Bugara today, which is basically a fortress. Let me go ahead and show you the view, and then we're going to begin. We have a really exciting message. I actually thought I was done for the day, and then these Star Child messages came through, so I'm really looking forward to relaying them to you. But enjoy the view real quick of Cusco. Okay, so first of all, I have a couple astral travel messages to share with you, and then we're going to lead into the reading. So the first thing I saw was somebody using words to cast out frequencies, and then I was also getting the basically a message about the etymology meaning of fate. So let me go ahead and find it for you. I'm going to read it to you, because this is going to be resonant at this time in your life, okay? It's exactly what your soul needs to hear at this stage of your evolution journey. So the English word fate traces back to the Latin fatum, which literally means that which has been spoken, or the oracle prophetic declaration. Fate equals what has been spoken by the gods or by destiny, and it's an extension of what must happen. And it's because it's an energetic extension. It's a circumstance that is a very it's a conscious being. You know, opportunities are conscious beings, people, circumstances that we draw and collapse into our reality that are always a resonant match of what's going on within you. Life is never coming at you, it's coming from you. So that's like the first message when it comes to fate. And yeah, it also is, we're going to talk about weird as well. This is the shaper of becoming. Weird in etymology also means one who could control their fate or destiny. And I see that you've been just growing into like this weirder and weirder version. And in Old English cosmology, weird wasn't only something that happened to you, it was the living principle of becoming, the force through which events would unfold, and it came from 𝓤𝓪𝓻𝓪𝓵, which was to become. So weird was literally that which becomes the flow of creation itself. And the reason I'm sharing this with you is because one of your first Star Child messages is actually creation. And it's about you being a creator being in this existence. And I'm going to go ahead and read some of the messages for you. You have a few really interesting ones, to be honest with you. But this was someone who was in tune, right? That's what to be weird was. It was someone who wasn't a victim to fate, but they were aligned with the pattern of destiny and could work with it consciously. That's what it meant, right? To be weird. Again, it's one who could control their fate, one who could control their destiny, because they know that there's not just one destined outcome for them. They realize the future is not fixed. Reality is not static, it's a quantum, it's an infinite, it's a continuous reality is not static, it's a continuous summation of infinite quantum paths, each encoded as a wave of possibility, and it's up to you what it is that you want to choose to collapse into your reality. It's not that you're ending up in a reality, right? It's that literally reality is collapsing around you, reality is forming around you, and the way that these beings would see it, and with creation, I'm seeing you step into this realm where I always talk about the Coraline reference, where she's stepping into this new reality outside of her comfort zone, outside of what's always been coded, right? All the codes that have been reinforced. And as she begins to open up to this new terrain, the simulation hasn't fully coded anything beyond her comfort zone because she's never explored it. So it's almost like you're witnessing the things download into your third dimensional experience, almost like in real time, right? As you begin to venture out in some way and honor the course, the soul's call for exploration. That's what it feels like. Nothing beyond you exists. The wave form only collapses when observed, right? It's almost like, imagine right now of somewhere that you're not. That place only exists when you imagine it within the mind, right? That's the energy that I'm seeing. It's knowing that it re-manifests and materializes back into its form because its geometric structure or blueprint is a very specific energetic signature, so it knows how to collapse around that. You know, it's the photon experiment, it's the double split experiment, if you guys know what that is. But that's the energy that I'm getting from this. It's like your house doesn't actually collapse into form. It's not actually physical until you observe it, right? It's almost like as soon as you come around the corner, there it is. It's beginning to download into your experience. So it's like the path before you, it's up in the air. It doesn't exist, right? It's all have you seen that? I don't know, have you guys seen that I think it's in the Wolf of Wall Street, and he's like, it doesn't exist. It's fairy dust. Gazi, gazi, was. That's like the energy of like this existence, right? Nothing beyond you really exists until you begin to step into it. It's like, oh my god, she's coming or he's coming. We better manifest into form, right? It's all up in the air until it collapses through space and time and becomes part of a tangible third-dimensional experience for you. And even then, there's an illusion of physicality. Well, I'm really going on a tangent right now. I love it. So I'm not actually touching this rock, right? I'm not actually touching this little cave area. The negative electrons that are orbiting the atoms in my hand are actually just repelling the negative electrons that are orbiting the atoms within the stone. So there's an electromagnetic repulsion, right? All you're feeling is the repulsion. You're feeling the resistance in this realm. You're feeling the illusion of solidity, but really nothing is solid. This is just consciousness interacting with itself through infinite countless life forms. So that's it, right? And another one with the weird ones were the controllers of fate. So in the Middle Ages, weird was referred to the one who could influence or weave fate. And it was also spoken as, let me see if there's anything interesting. It also talks about together they spun, measured and cut the thread of life, controlling the destiny of the gods or mortals alike. So weird was intentionally echoed as one that was strange, but only because they were seen as fate weavers. And this is you literally consciously choosing what it is that you want to seamlessly weave into the fabric of your existence. That's literally the energy. It's ones who could speak and also shape outcomes. And that was the person in the astral realm. I literally saw them casting out frequencies via their voice, right? It's like they were casting spells. And it's like these reverberations or, energetic signatures or pulses or ripples they're sending throughout, existence. And it reminds you of the etymology word of abracadabra, which is I create as I speak. So there's something that you're literally speaking into existence. That's what it feels like. There's something that you're anchoring, because you're not just saying it, but you're aligning your actions accordingly with it, right? The more that you say it, I'm also seeing as, a kinetic velocity generator, which is a rapid acceleration of events that will occur in your life. It's like a time matrix or Stargate that you are, or that you're opening up as you begin to focus on this intention, which is kinetic energy supported with action, actually creates this velocity, right? It creates this momentum, and it allows the thought form to hold so much weight that by the time you align yourself in the physical, it begins to just collapse through space and time, right? So the physical thing is the last thing to happen, but it's a conscious participation in one's own destiny, right? It's knowing that destiny is not just something that's handed to you, but something that you choose to create, either consciously or unconsciously. So the modern reinterpretation and spiritually is weird is the one who walks with weird, one of awareness, the one of the threads, and are able to weave them through intention. The truly weird are not victims of fate, but they're co-creators of it. And then we have the creators element. So let me go and find this card and I'll read it to you. So let me see, where is it? So the creation card talks about a unique expression, a flow of creation that's coming from you, especially from a place of joyfulness, expressing your life with joy, being yourself, open to the new, and you have a unique part to play. The comet of creation is my messenger for spiritual evolution, and it brings in abundant energy for manifestation. This consciousness impacts me as I open my heart to love and inspires the intellect with great innovation. At the threshold of an evolutionary leap. That's where you are right now. The comet of creation neutralizes shyness, right? You shouldn't be shy when it comes to making friends with the unknown. Creative blocks and identity masks with the blazing light of truth. This loving comet takes dreams and etheric vision from the spiritual realm into the physical with great ease and speed, right? So this is remembering yourself as a sovereign creator in this existence, not just a passive observer of your reality. If you don't like the timeline that you found yourself in, do something to change it, right? This is saying that the power of your fate is literally in your hands. So your creator consciousness is greatly expanding, even if it's been pushed down in the past. On a spiritual level, you're weaving etheric strands to manifest your dreams. These strands are connections with people, places and energies that you are pulling down from the ethers. Literally what we said verbatim, right? It's like you're drawing in your this ecosystem of experiences around you. It's like you find yourself in this dimension filled with people, opportunities, and circumstances that are always in resonance with you. So this is about the comet of creation is guiding you in this process. When the Lemurians saw shooting stars, they knew it was a blessing from the comet of creation. They received light codes from many numerous planets in many different star systems. Each time, the multidimensional information propelled the Lemurian civilization forward into more abundance and prosperity. You can integrate multidimensional information through creation and expression as well. If you feel overwhelmed by this spiritual expansion, if you are getting too many downloads, then it's time to give your ideas more form. Write, paint, speak, or do all of these and take it to the realm of expression. So this is about how you actually collapse into the physical. Get serious about whatever this vision is, right? Write it down. Focus on these next things that you're going to do. Do not imitate. Find your own path of light. So finding out a process that works for you when it comes to manifestation, which really is just alignment. Now, the next message you have is Star Connection. This is one of my favorite cards in the deck. Like it's about starry, origins and connecting to this quantum non-local connection. So this is a fractal of yourself that's manifested through the natural laws of the physical environment of a very particular density, a very particular dimension, right? A very particular frequency. How it's a version of you that's composed up of for example, the planetary star system of the Sirius, okay, or Arcturus planet, and you take on the form or shape of that very specific organism, okay, that is manifested through the physical laws of that environment, right? Just like on Earth, we had a big bang. I mean, this universe, we had a big bang, right? In this solar system, we have very specific physical laws. Like this alpha third dimensional vessel, this carbon-based life form was manifested to be able to live and thrive when it comes to a life on Earth, much like other fractals of yourself existing in these other planetary webs. And that's what I'm seeing. It's like an interconnected web. Anyway, let's go and read Star Connection for you. So Star Connection talks about the galactic self that you're not separate from. These entities are not separate from you from them. You know, this is a quantum non-local connection. It's you're existing there also simultaneously. And you can also see your life on Earth through the Arcturus fractal of yourself, right? Through the Lyran version of yourself, whatever this is, it's octaves that you can attune into. So it's a galactic self, it's a unified field of consciousness. You're a multiversal, universal organism of consciousness, right? And this organism is composed up of the cells of, planet Earth, but also you're multicellular. So you also come from many cells that are distributed throughout the universe, right? So anyway, constant and permanent divine guidance, oneness. I'm connecting with the stars and receiving divine guidance in my dreams. I receive this energy and travel through space in my light body. I know this connection even if I've ignored it. So the message is, let me read it for you. Are the stars waking you up at night to receive that information? These transmissions are reactivating your affinity with the stars and awakening your DNA. And your DNA sustains memory, right? It contains the memory of all that you are and the fact that you branch and exist far beyond this universe, and you're able to anchor in that information when it comes to your life on Earth. And the beautiful thing is when you come into this intercommunication with this fractal of self, right, which is like another plasma being, you can actually see your life on Earth from a high level understanding, see the full landscape of time and space, and you're aware of the fact that this reality is far more malleable than the human eyes may be able to perceive it. And that intercommunication actually changes the way that you relate to your journey on Earth, especially emotionally. And I feel like that's what's going on, right? But anyway, it talks about the stars are speaking to you. They're speaking about ancient times, ancient yet new. Time is a linear construct maintained by conscious. Let the stars speak to you and receive their messages. The stars are telling you about your purpose on Earth, your purpose of compassion, being guided by the light of the stars, by angels and guides from other planetary star systems. Many get inspiration when they look at the stars and they receive this cosmic radiation. So it's a universal energy. Have you noticed two themes between these cards as well? It's about looking at the stars in the sky, right? This river of stars and seas that are leading you towards your destiny, which is all that you already are. It's not something that you rather be. So you're moving with that desire, knowing that it's already yours and readily available for you to experience, and not towards it, right? Don't fall into the illusion of separation, because what you want is you. When you see that opportunity that you've been sorting after is literally another conscious manifestation of you, right? And you see everything as a unified field of consciousness as just dancing with itself, and it's only able to do that through, experiencing itself subjectively. Like, what would it be like to be a rock, right? What would it be like, you know, to be touched by a human? What would it be like for a human to touch a rock? It's like, you know, you get to experience this subjective view, and the neutral state of awareness allows you to see the objectivity of everything, right, and recognize yourself as everything. Then you're never really in the absence of anything at all, right? And then the last message you have is the ruby healing energy, which is the nurturing rose. It's the Mary Magdalene frequency, so it's the divine feminine, right? It's the non-physical aspect of yourself. And then you also have guidance, which is 000. So that could be an angel number that you've been seeing, but it says you have full support of the divine. The guidance you're seeking is here, and your life is moving in the right direction. This is the start of a new beginning, where one cycle ends and a new one begins. I trust in the magic of new beginnings. I feel the support and guidance that is all around me. Now let's go ahead and read the nurture card for you. So this talks about self-healing, ruby ray, birthing the new earth, earth star, divine co-creation, grounding divine energies, birthing the new earth. Okay, so with this, I'm seeing, again, it's like your heart space, right? When your heart space becomes one of your biggest filters of perception, you're able to see your interconnectedness to all things, and it's like you move beyond density, if that makes sense. You're no longer perceiving life through a matrix lens of separation, which is like your 𝓤𝓸𝓻𝓪𝓷𝓽 a lot of the time. But it talks about unconditional love, self-acceptance, and a gentle embrace. Just picking out the main parts from this, it's about knowing that it's about detachment. This is a huge one when it comes to this energy. It talks about realizing yourself as an earthly master can happen when you begin to come into that detachment. Okay, when you begin to see that everything is one. So, dear human, the earth needs you, but not in the way that you may think. Humans tend to make Gaia into another human, to project human emotions onto her. This is not the truth. The earth cannot be saved by the mental emotional thinking. It does not need to be saved. The earth does not judge or suffer. It only needs to feel the suffering of humanity. Okay, it only feels the suffering of humanity. So you're an extension of the earth, right? Because you're composed up of the cells of Gaia. And Gaia is also an organism of consciousness that's ascending into a higher octave with this universe, because she's also taken on soul contractual agreements where there's now an overlay, right? There's a cosmic overlay over Gaia, and it allows you to experience density. It allows you to experience the third dimension. And the thing is, souls that come to this earth and they're seeded onto this planet, they're experiencing rapid soul expansion through the contrast, right? And as you are able to ascend to a fifth dimensional view, right, which is seeing your interconnectedness to all things, you are on this earth, but you're experiencing a completely different reality of it. You know, again, for example, and I've spoken about this, it's like we could go hiking together up like a really huge hill, and maybe there's someone that's with us that, you know, a part of them wants to go and experience it, but they're really afraid of heights. Our truth is multidimensional in this realm, right? So our truth may be, well, I love heights because we get to see the beautiful view of the forest and everywhere that we are. And there's also another person that's living in a different dimensional layer of reality. You know, your perception creates your reality. It will shift the energetic signature, it will shift the way that you experience your life on earth. And it's holding space for the contrast, holding space for that paradox that two truths can be true at one time, right? And I'm seeing this as maybe you've lived in a dimensional layer of reality where you've been afraid to kind of step into the unknown, right? Because there's unknown variables, where you've been afraid to kind of take that risk in some way, but then there's another octave within you that knows that on the other side of your fear lies your freedom, and fear is like a barrier that we create for ourselves, and it disrupts our ability as a creator. And I'm just seeing you hold space for these multiple dimensions and octaves within you. Again, the same thing as within. Two truths can be true at one time. Something could be scary, but it can also be kind of exciting, you know. And I would invite you to be curious, right? Become curious with this essence. Become curious about what your life on earth could be, or what it could look like as you begin to open up into new horizons, and you allow new things to be coded into your experience, right? As you allow new things to be kind of threaded into the fabric of this existence. So that's your message for today. Yeah, I love you guys so much. I'll speak to you very soon. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, do consider subscribing. Love to have you around. I am going to go on a jog now because I think I have like a 2-hour trek. But I think I can cut it down to like probably an hour run. So I'm going to enjoy that while the weather is beautiful. It didn't rain, so I'm super grateful. Personal reading details are also down below. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, do consider subscribing. I don't know if I said that already. And yeah, also check out Ultra Spirit if you guys are looking for some high quality AAA grade jewelry. You have many different intention packs there. You have zodiac packs that you're able to work with if you want to, you know, focus on the energies of this archetypal system in this universe. And then you also have like chakra collections as an array of different, or a plethora, right? The possibilities are endless. The future is not fixed. There's plenty of opportunities there. You have 2 discount codes for that down below. I'm just being silly, but yeah. What else? Anything else? I think I said that already. Anyway, if you've made it up into this point, comment down below what it is that you're casting, right? Comment down below something magical, right? Maybe it's a magic wand, maybe it's a psychic ball, whatever it is that you feel like is reminiscent of the energy of fate itself, okay? And being able to kind of cast your fate. That's what it is with the 𝓤𝓸𝓻. If you guys remember that from my Egyptian travels, it was like the 𝓤𝓸𝓻 where you can kind of cast things, originating in plasma, and it kind of crosses over from a counterpart Earth and becomes part of your tangible experience. But yeah, energy that I'm seeing, it's plasma life forms that you're interacting with that are kind of engaging with you in your 3rd dimensional experience. That's what it feels like, you know, other life forms of you, essentially. So yeah, with that being said, yeah, I see a multiversity as well. There's a lot going on. Anyway, I just need to sit with this. I'll speak to you very, very soon. Until next time. Bye.